Well, good evening, and welcome back to another episode of Cozy Old School RuneScape Lore. It's the podcast where we explore the people, the places, the pieces of paper that tell us more about Gielinor, the land of old school RuneScape. I'm your host, DrifterRay, and it is good to be back. We are doing our Varlamore chunk-based Ironlike account, and last time we finished all of Aldarin and are ready to go to our next chunk, which is on the Sunset Coast, and leave Aldarin for the first time. So I am running toward the docks, and on the docks I think we paid 20 coins to someone to go to the Sunset Coast. Antonia. Travel. Alright, I paid 20 coins, and I sailed to Sunset Coast. Unlocked a new music track, Varlamore Sunset. Okay, Antonia's here on this side too, and there is also a fisher we can talk to. Hello there, how's it going? I'm fine, how are you? Very well, thank you. Alright, there's a big fishing net here, so it's nice to know we have access to that. There is a citizen and a fisher. There's also a shopkeeper here, and someone named Third in like a blacksmith shop. Okay, let's talk to the regular shopkeeper first. Talk to. They say, Nilsal, in need of supplies? I'm going to say, what do you have? Take a look. Alright. Pretty standard general store. Papyrus, charcoal, unlit torch are the only things that seem a little bit variable, like not something you might find in every general store, I can't remember. And there is then Third to the north who we're going to talk to. Oh, they know my Fremennik name, Bardar Drapare. Looking to protect that nice brain of yours? Then you'll be wanting one of my helmets. I'll say, I'll have a look. Alright, so we have, they say good choice. We have 9 chunk tasks. One of them is obtain an adamant full helm and an adamant medium helm. Those are 2 best in slot tasks. So, medium helm is 2,496 coins. We'll buy one of those. Full helm is 4,576 coins, and we'll buy one of those. We've obtained them. We've equipped them. I'll keep the medium helm on for now. I guess that means our Tyrus helm that we just got in the last episode is very quickly obsolete. But that is 2 chunk tasks complete. The other best in slot tasks are obtain a blue wizard hat and obtain a magic shield. And I'm going to have to fletch for that. So, let me look at the details for the blue wizard hat. Okay, a 1 in 16 drop from an imp. So, we're going to have to hunt some imps here. But first, let's go up the stairs and look at what's... There's a kind of like a raised level of like more than one building, it looks like, up here. So that's kind of cool. There's a beer tankard on a table. There's Arnkel, who also looks like they might be a Fremennik. I didn't know there was like Fremennik activity around here. And then there's a tinderbox here on a table. Okay. So, hold on. What's over there? Nothing? Okay. So let's go talk to Arnkel, who's just to my west. Today is a fine day. First I intend to drink, next I intend to fight. Finally I intend to contemplate our existence in this confusing world. Huh. I say that's quite the day. That's what I'm thinking too. Arnkel says, and a fine day it will be, and that is it for that dialogue. Not getting too much lore here. And then I run north into a room that has like 4 beds. Oh, it looks like, I just noticed on the ground, it looks like there's a sandbox. I wonder if you can fill buckets with sand here. Oh, there's another staircase I can climb up. Okay, so let's go up there. And another beer tankard on the table up here. There is smoke coming out of something, and it says bad for your health, kids. Why is there smoke? Oh, it's like a chimney. There's like a wooden chimney in the middle of this building. That's interesting. Okay, let's talk to Inga. Inga says, I think the locals are taking a liking to us. One of them hasn't stopped wearing those clothes our uncle sold her. Much better than those piddly little things she was wearing before. I say, I think they're piddly because of how warm it is here. Bah, a bit of heat never hurt anyone. I don't think that's true. Oh, stop your whining, Barter Drapare. Now I think it's time for a drink. Well, why are there Fremeniks here? Like, why is it like 3 Fremeniks? And one of them has a shop here. Did I miss some lore about why Fremeniks have, like, set up shop in the docks of Sunset Coast? But anyway, oh, check this out. There's a letter on a table to the east. Okay, I'm definitely going to have to read that. And then there's a lobster pot that I'm going to need for completing a chunk task. But there's also a worker here I can talk to. I say, hello there, how's it going? Well, I could do with a good rest, but fine otherwise. And that's it for that dialogue. Oh, and there's another Fremenik, Rhine. Okay. Good to see you, Barter Drapare. Hello there, you're a long way from home. Well, what sort of Fremenik are you if you don't travel? Besides, we heard this was the land to visit for breaking skulls and spilling blood. Is it? Of course. Have you not visited the Colosseum? You won't regret it if you do. I might have to check it out. Okay, got it. So, the Fremeniks, being warrior people, were like traveling to like find places to fight, and that in that sense it makes total sense that they come to Varlamore, because the Colosseum is like a very fight oriented place. But I'm distracted because I'm seeing an imp right now, and I have to kill maybe 16 imps to get the blue wizard hat. Oh, imp, let me get you. My character does not know how to path there. I can't get to this imp. Oh no. I can't get to this imp. They just keep... They're like stuck in this corner, and I can't walk there. I can't path there. I gotta wait until the imp moves away. But they probably won't. Okay, they're probably just gonna be stuck there too. Alright, let me make sure I have my chunk borders turned on so I don't leave the chunk accidentally. Okay, that was really close. I actually did almost leave the chunk accidentally. Okay, so... Wow, we've almost explored the whole thing already. Because there's so much sea in this chunk, about a third of it is land. And remember, in the last episode we identified that there's 2 pieces of land we can't even get to because we would have to run outside of the chunk. Okay, so... Is there any other way I can get over there to the imp? No. The imp is just on tiles that the imp can walk, but I can't even get to. That's so sad. Because I have to get that... I have to get that blue wizard hat from imps. Maybe I could hop worlds to find another imp, but first let's try to complete a chunk task. We gotta fish for a lobster. So, where would I do that? Details on the... Okay, so I gotta actually go back to Mist Rock to do that fishing. It was just that this was the place where I could get a lobster pot. Well, let's do that. Let's go back to Mist Rock. Let's get a lobster, and then maybe when we come back, that imp will be... Maybe when we come back, there will be an imp in a better position. Alright. I just took the boat back, and now I gotta run south to Mist Rock. Running south. want to read this letter too. Oh, but I stopped running. Okay. Oh, it's a letter from Antonia to their parent. Hi, Mum. The Sunset Coast is so beautiful. I wish you could all come and visit. The ferry business is booming with all these new travelers wanting to visit Aldarin. I heard all about the trouble you've been having, so I sent you back a bit of gold to help with the roof repairs. Let me know when you get it. I'm hoping to travel up to see you soon when the season's over and I can spare the time off work. Send my love to Grandpa, Antonia. Sweet. Very sweet. I wonder, so the mom lives somewhere in the north. I'm guessing maybe Civitas Illifortis. It was a nice little kind of scrap of lore to get and to read. Now we gotta go to Mistrock Center for the lobster spot. And while I'm back here on Aldarin, I'll just check the other chunk tasks after I get this lobster to make sure that I don't need to do any of the other ones here. I actually might. Okay. There's a lobster spot. I can cage that spot. How long is it going to take me to catch a lobster? Done. Okay. Chunk task complete. Catch a raw lobster. I wonder why cooking it isn't a chunk task. So, there's a defense task to wield a yew shield. So I should make an axe, an iron axe, and chop down a yew tree. And then then all the other tasks are just about magic tree items. So I'm gonna run to the upstairs above the shield shop in Mistrock, pick up an iron bar, and I'll smith it in the blacksmith area into an axe. I think I just need one bar. And in the blacksmith shop there is a hammer on the table that I will take. And I'll go to the anvil and I will make an axe. Okay, now I have an iron axe. Let's chop down a yew tree. I'm also going to need a knife. I don't remember where the knives are. I know there's a knife somewhere. Okay. This might take a long time because it's just an iron axe, so might not be ideal. I wonder if all these like fletching goals have only been unlocked in the new chunk, because is that the only place we could find a knife? Huh. It's hard to say. Anyway, it's going to take me a while to chop a yew log with an iron axe, and then I also need a magic log. I probably need a couple of each, actually. I think I need 2 logs per shield. So I'm going to need 2 yew logs and 3 magic logs, because there's also a task to burn a magic log, so I'll let you know when I've got that stuff. Okay, we got 2 yew logs and 3 magic logs, and while I was chopping the magic trees, an eclectic implint came by, and I caught it, and I got a mithril pickaxe, so that is now our best pickaxe, so I've got to hold on to that. That's really nice, because before we just had a steel pickaxe, so that's a good upgrade for our pick, and one we're going to keep, because that would be kind of hard to get back. So I'm really glad that happened. But now we're going to run over to the Aldarin docks again, and sell some stuff to free up some inventory space, and then we need a knife, and we can get going on some chunk tasks again. So I'm going to run to the general store in Aldarin docks, and I need to sell, hopefully they can buy the Tyrus Helm. Yep, for 220 coins. And let's sell the raw lobster because I can get more anytime. Let's buy a knife because we'll need that. What else can we sell here? Let's sell the steel pickaxe for 200 coins. And sell the lobster pot for 8. We can pick that up anytime. Okay. I think that's enough for now. I'm going to drop the letter I got because I can also pick that up anytime. And now I'm going to go into the produce shop and sell my grapes just to free up more inventory space. Oh, they buy them for 0 coins. Well, I'm going to sell them anyway because I just don't want them in my inventory. Okay, let us burn a magic log. And that is a chunk task complete. So burn magic logs, done. Now let's fletch a yew shield. And that is a skill task for 40 defense. Wield a yew shield. Wielded. So that is done. And now I need to make I believe, a magic shield. Yes, fletch a magic shield and obtain it too. Those are 2 different tasks. So make that magic shield with 2 magic logs. Obtained, chunk class complete, and wield, chunk task complete. No, it was just fletching it. So fletching it and obtaining it together completed 2 tasks. Oh, and we completed 75 woodcutting chopped magic logs. We only have 1 task left. Obtain a blue wizard hat from some imps. But first, Dr. Jekyll is here. And Dr. Jekyll is going to give me a free potion. I got a free strength potion. Nice, that'll come in handy, probably. Alright, I'm going to go to Sunset Coast for the imps, and I'm also going to sell one of my extra adamant helmets now that I have it and unlocked it. I'm going to sell it back to the helmet shop, and that will give us a little bit of our money back. So we're going to trade with Third. Third buys it for, I think, a little bit more than the general store would have, and now I am looking for an imp. No imp yet. Alright, I think it's time to... Oh, wait. No, that was a crab. I thought it was an imp, but it's a crab. Okay. I think it's time to world hop until we get an imp here. It sucks because I think there's only... only 1 imp spawns at a time, so they're really like, there's an imp. Gotta get it. How am I gonna see if one is spawned? I'll rotate my camera like that, and it's not on this world, so I'll hop again. While I'm doing that, I will mention that I think the reason that it gave me the woodcutting and fletching tasks now and fire making tasks now is because there's a bronze axe in Sunset Coast. Oh, there was an imp on World 447. I gotta go back. I didn't see it till I clicked to hop to a different world. Okay, so I'm going back to that one. Oh no, there's an imp here too. I'll come back to this world after that. Okay. So yeah, you get a bronze axe in Sunset Coast, but it seems like the chunk map didn't really consider that I could get a bronze axe, like an iron axe in Aldarin, in Mist Rock. So, I don't know, I think that's a little funny. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but hey, I'm just going off the map. Okay, the imp dropped bread and fiendish ashes, so I am scattering the fiendish ashes, and I'm holding on to the bread, and let's go back to the world where I saw the other imp. We'll see what this one drops. Okay. Oh, there's an imp. And What will they drop? Fiendish ashes and a cabbage. Alright. Okay, time to go back to world hopping. I'm on the next world and I'm scanning for imps, and I don't see any. Let's go to another world. No imps on this one. There's an imp. Come on, give me a blue wizard hat. Nope, a white bead, fiendish ashes. Alright, I'll scatter these ashes. Alright, so I'm going to keep world hopping. I'll let you know when I find a blue wizard hat. Okay, and we got a blue wizard hat from an imp. So that is our last chunk task complete, and we can roll a new chunk. If I roll 2, I know which 2. There's only 2 that I have access to right now, so we gotta pick whichever one of those that we want to do next. So, rolling your next chunk. I'm gonna choose the one to the... Well, actually, let's inspect them first. The possible tasks from the one to the east: catch a raw shark, obtain a big swordfish. I don't know what that is. Big swordfish. Big swordfish. I gotta look that up on the wiki. A 1 in 2,500 chance to receive a big swordfish. I don't know if I want to do that right now. Obtain a big shark. So I have to get 2 rare drops from fishing if I do that chunk. Oh, 3. I also have to get a big bass. What are the chances of getting a big shark? 1 in 5,000. And a big bass? 1 in 1,000. Wow. Yeah, okay. What's the other one? Let's calculate the tasks there. Dig up an uncut emerald for rue merald. I've never heard of that. Let's look at that. Each short task. Let's do that one, because that is a lot less intensive. That fishing one is pretty intense, so I might skip that as long as I can. So let's do the chunk to the north. Let's unlock that one, and that gives us, now, next time we roll, we'll have 4 chunks that we're rolling from. So it'll give us the choice of choosing between 50% of those chunks, too. So there's the chunk to the east of us. There's the Hunter Guild chunk just to the north of that. To the north of the chunk we just unlocked is another one, which I probably want to go to next, because then I can get to, like, Camtorum. That gets me closer there and closer to Rallos Rise for prayer training. And then the last one is to the northwest of here, to the west of the chunk we just unlocked. And that's just kind of like a peninsula of the Varlamore mainland. So, yeah, we got 1 task to do next time in our next chunk. Oh, hold on. This is another one of those. Hold on. Which parts of the chunk do I have access to? Oh. Hold on. That chunk may actually... I can't do it. I have to undo that. I can't do that one. I have to do, because the reason I can't do the one to the north is because I can't actually run there. I can't even get to that chunk So we have to do the chunk to the west with 3 big fishing grinds. A 1 in 2,500 for a big swordfish, a 1 in 1,000 for a big bass, and a 1 in 5,000 for a big shark. Alright, that is the only option we have. Well, we got some big fishing to do ahead of us. And that is gonna be quite the thing. So I'm gonna calculate those tasks. Okay, catch a raw shark. Obtain leather boots, get a big bass, a big shark, and a big swordfish. Those are all collection log tasks, those last 3. Alright, we have a grind ahead of us for the next episode. So, what I will probably do is I'll probably go into that chunk and start that grind. And once I've done those 3 big tasks, then I will probably record the next episode letting you know that, and then we can finish off those 2 other chunk tasks live. So I got my work cut out for me, and next time that we talk, I will probably have a big bass, a big shark, and a big swordfish, but I got a lot of fishing to do ahead of me. So there we go. Well, that is gonna do it for this episode of Cozy Old School RuneScape Lore in this Varlamore-Locked chunk-based Ironlike series. Today we finally made it to the Varlamore mainland, and we went to the Sunset Coast chunk. We did 9 tasks that were unlocked from this chunk, and we unlocked Sunset Fishing Cove, chunk 6190, where I'm going to be locked for quite some time doing fishing. But that should also be fun and get me some nice fishing levels. Alright, well, I got my work cut out for me, and I want to say thank you so much for joining me for this episode. Oh, I'm sorry, I was saying goodbye, but before I go, I did get a flyer from an imp. Oh, I can't read it. Okay, but if I examine it, it says get your axes from Bob's Axes. Okay, so that was just the one piece of other written lore that I found. But, yeah, but that's it. Okay, so I'm going to thank you so much for joining me on this next step of our chunk-based adventure here in Varlamore. I hope you have such a good evening and that you sleep so well. And I'm going to say good night and goodbye for now.